I'm Grandmaster Dennis Bibbins, bringing you this week's episode of Fight Back with Mushin. Today we'll be showing you some takedowns, punches, defenses against the same, with a few added attractions. We have a couple of new students, and we'll be showing them some techniques also. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Thank you. Okay, here we have Grandmaster Cordone and Mr. Pelton. He's going to be defending against a wrist grab. First there's the distraction with the kick to the leg. He applies the wrist lock. And it involves so much pain that the person will go down. Here we have a wrist lock throw from a punch. Step in, turn, throw, step over, and the arm break. It's an unconventional arm break, but an arm break nonetheless. Once again, the throw, step over, and arm break. And here we have a technique that we put together from a punch. A lot involved there. After the punch, you will see the kick to the midsection, kick to the back of the leg, arm break, strike to the throat, back kick. Incidentally, the back kick in martial arts is the most powerful kick. Okay, coming up, we have the defense against a punch, which is an arm trap, pushing the head back, striking the midsection. Beautiful technique. Once again, the arm trap, head back, punch. This technique leaves the midsection wide open for the punch. Okay, here we have myself and Mr. Pelton doing the basic takedown, stomp to the midsection, arm break, head back at the same time, and the wrist lock. And an arm, not a wrist lock, but it's a wrist break, basically, is what it was. Okay, once again, this time they'll be doing it on me. As the takedown, stomp, arm break, head back, creating more pain, and the wrist break. Devastating technique. Here we have Grandmaster and Mr. Pelton. He'll be doing a ridge hand strike to the midsection. Simple technique, but very effective. Here's the punch, step in, underneath the punch, ridge hand strike to the midsection. Ridge hand is a reverse knife hand, basically, is what it is. Here we have Mr. Lamatra and James. They're going to be doing a fingertip lock throw. You've probably seen this before in some of our other videos. Here we have Mr. Lamatra showing different style in doing the technique. Here we have Mr. Lamatra and Byrne. They'll be doing the same technique, showing different energy. You might see the same technique over and over again, but again, that's how we learn. There's the punch and the throw. And here we have Mr. Lamatra and one of our new students, whose name escapes me at the moment. But as you can see, he has learned to roll already. And being a new student, naturally they're kind of hesitant about doing techniques, but he worked out pretty well. He was in the dojo, so we decided to use him. And here we have myself and Troy doing the same technique with a little more precision on my part. There's the punch and the throw. Troy is an excellent uke. Well, an uke is a person that takes the technique. Tori is the one that delivers the technique. And you see, it's a very effective technique. And here we have Vern and Troy again. Again, they'll be doing basically the same technique as we've discussed earlier, the fingertip lock throw. Again, showing different energy. This technique works especially well if you happen to be a woman and you get grabbed, the wrist grab. This will definitely make them turn your hand and arm loose. Palm up, roll the hand down, expose the fingertips, bend the fingertips back toward the person, controlling them, throwing them, or breaking the fingers. Very easy to break the fingers with this technique, so you have to be very careful. Nicely done. Here we have James and Troy. They're doing a Hana Gauche, a hip toss. I tell them they can remember the name by thinking of Hannah's hip. Punch, step in, and throw. Finish with a punch on the ground. Very simple technique, but very effective. Here we have Troy and Vern. They'll be doing the same technique, showing again different energy. Uh-oh, a boo-boo. There we go. Nicely done. You finish with the punch on the ground, that definitely renders the opponent helpless. Once again, hip toss. Hannah's hip. And a punch on the ground. And here we have James and Troy. More experienced practitioners. Doing the same technique again, Hana Gauche, or Hana Goshi. And the punch. Nice. Once more. And down and out. Okay, here we have James and our new student learning a technique, which is full of mistakes on his part, but that's okay. That's how we learn. We learn from our mistakes. This is going to be a hip toss too, just like you just saw. Once he gets his feet placed in the right position, almost. But he gets it eventually. Come on, let's try again. Punch is coming. Mr. Pelton's giving him some instructions. Inside block, grabbing the waist, stepping across, and throwing. He didn't finish with a punch, but he didn't need to. Once again, there's the punch, the block, the waist grab, step across, and throw. James is trying to be very careful with the new student. Block, step, grab the waist, step across, and throw. Yeah, you got it. Okay. Very good. Here we have Mr. Lemaitre and Vern. They're going to be doing the same technique. This is Mr. Lemaitre's first try at this, so bear with us. But he's an excellent martial artist. He's primarily a karate guy, but we're introducing him to some jiu-jitsu techniques. I'm just showing him there where his left leg is and trying to get him to swing it around as he throws. See, a person's got to remember that a person learning a technique will eventually do it in their own way once they learned it. But you have to learn the technique first. Then you can modify it in any way you wish to. As you can see, he's a new guy with these techniques, but he's got the experience, so. He's one of Grandmaster's karate students, so I know he knows what he's doing. You have to realize, though, once a person hits the ground from a throw, there's no mats out in the street. So unless you're trained to fall properly, you're going to definitely be injured once you hit that concrete. This technique here, I call the speedo. When it's done at full speed, grandmasters are master at this, as you can see. Hard to even describe. But we added something to this particular technique. You'll see it in a moment. No, that wasn't it. But it is coming up. We decided we needed something extra, and we came up with this. He's showing the movements of the technique. But once he goes through the whole thing, you'll see how effective it is. And here we go. That's what I was talking about. The end game is the takedown, or the knockdown as we call it. Done at full speed, it looks impressive, as you can see there. Very effective technique. And the good thing about a lot of these techniques, they don't cause any undue or unexpected energy on your part. This is a simple technique. Take over the shoulders and the throw. And here we have a technique that we designed. It's a leg takedown with an arm break, a strike to the throat, and a back kick. Of course, the back kick being the most powerful kick in any martial art. It could potentially do a lot of spine damage. And here's James and Troy doing the same technique. With a different style. They have their own way of doing a technique once they've learned it. And it appears these two have learned it, so we'll see how Troy does his part. Nicely done. Once again, the punch, the kick, the takedown, the arm break, throat strike, back kick. Very nice. Can you imagine trying to get up from that? And again, Mr. Lamatra and Troy, they're going to do a double leg sweep with a finishing kick to the groin. And here we go again. He really wouldn't be getting up from that if it was done for real. Okay, this technique involves everything done from the left side. From the block, the head strike, to the chest strike. But it's a little confusing, even for some seasoned technicians, but especially for a new student, which is what we're discussing now. The block with the left hand, the strike with the left hand, and the push with the left hand. Everything done from the left side. As I said, it's a little confusing, but once you learn it, it's yours. There we go. Simple as that. Once again, wow. strike, sweep, lock, strike. There we go. Not bad for a beginner. Always keep in mind safety first. Things look a little programmed, well, actually they are until a person learns the technique. Very nice. Okay, here we have Troy and Byrne. And they're going to be doing gooseneck head throw. I can tell from the start. Nicely done. Beautiful. Again, each person has their own way of doing a technique once they've learned it. And this is myself and Troy doing the same technique, gooseneck head throw. Here we have James and Vern. They're doing a takedown with a leg head flip. Very unusual technique. You put this together because the legs are a lot stronger than the arms. Here we have Grandmaster and Troy working a double wrist lock, a double wrist grab with a crossover, and I call it a throwaway at the end, or the takedown. We've got to name some of these techniques so they make sense to the average viewer. But it's a double wrist lock with a crossover and a takedown or a throwaway. It's a crossover and a throwaway, which is the wrist lock. The wrist lock is the main part of that. And here we have myself and James, and we're going to be doing a simple technique to knock someone out the way. They try to punch you, you inside block and come in with your elbow to the throat. And here we have another throwaway. From a punch, lock, grab, and throw. Incidentally, the grab underneath the arm, you can cause excruciating pain by just squeezing beneath the tricep area, the loose skin. But as you can see, there's really no need. Done quick enough, the person won't even know what's happening. Here again, we have Grandmaster and James. We're doing a reverse headlock. This is one dangerous technique. It hyperextends the neck, and there's crazy pain involved. Again, lock, strike, reverse head wrap, hyperextension. Grandmaster and Troy, they'll be doing the technique we saw a little bit earlier, the speedo. I wonder if he's going to do it again so you can see the speed of this technique. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, we're doing a head wrap and a knee lift to the center. An equally painful technique. Myself and Troy, inside block, double leg sweep, and kick to the groin. Or to the groan, we used to call it. Devastating technique. Person will not get up guaranteed from that technique. Here we have a reverse two-hand grab. That looks like a bent elbow throw. We've seen that one before. Again, reverse grab, it's over and under, and the throw away. Now you have to realize, once a person is thrown, there are finishing techniques one can do, and we'll be showing those in some future episodes. You don't just throw them and leave them there. The name finishing technique is apropos, because that's what you should be doing. Destroying their will to fight further. Here we have a simple leg trip out. No? Yes? Okay, we have Troy and James here. We'll be seeing a ippon seonagi, one-arm shoulder throw. Although he didn't go over the shoulder, so that's going to be a hanagoshi. Hip toss. With a little mishap. From the kumiuchi collar and elbow tie-up, Troy is going to be doing the same technique, hanagoshi over the hip. When you pull a person in, you're taking them off balance, breaking the kazushi, which is balance in Japanese. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll be watching out for our next episode, episode 8 of Fight Back with Mushi. Until then, this is Grandmaster Dennis Bivens saying good night and train hard.